Hey everyone, it's Flynn Patrick again, and in this video what we're going to be doing is taking a short break from #InfiniteRank to go over these events that happened at the 2018 NBA Draft Combine. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our first 2018 NBA mock draft. We went over all 30 picks in under 10 minutes. Also, we will be releasing 2 to 3 more mock drafts before the NBA draft happens, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. In this video, we will be discussing the top 10 stories from the NBA Draft Combine. So essentially, we will be highlighting 10 players who improved their draft stock. Let's get right to it. Number 1, Mohamed Bamba. Holy macaroni. All I have to say, this man has a 7'10" wingspan. That is a freak of nature. Absolutely mind-blowing. His wingspan was reported around 7'8" before the combine. And then this happened and the NBA world has just been set on absolute fire. Okay, I had Bamba number 11 on my big board before the combine and going number 9 in the draft. But with the events that happened at the combine, he's moving up. I believe his offensive game still needs a lot of work. That being said, his shot has shown a lot of progression and he has a smooth, soft touch. So that's good. That's a foundation. He has the 7'10" wingspan. He reminds me a little bit of Rudy Gobert. Honestly, his offensive game has already shown more potential than even Rudy Gobert has right now, so that's a good sign. I do not see him falling out of the top 5 now. I don't. And if Luka Doncic happens to stay overseas another year, I could even potentially see him going number 2 now, just based on how things play out. But either way, I see him going anywhere between 3 and 5. Now, I don't see him falling past the top 5 anymore. Number 2, Dante Vincennes. This man needs to stay in the draft. I had him as a first round pick, number 26 overall to the Philadelphia 76ers in my last mock draft. And I already had him as an unquestioned first round pick. He just proved that notion even more at the events at the combine. Even despite all the stats and everything, before we get to his combine performance, what I saw in the national title game, he has it. And he has a mindset just from watching that national title game that makes him NBA ready right now anyways. He recorded a 42-inch vertical jump. Good golly gee willikers. This man could do a 360 backflip over a Range Rover. He did play in the scrimmages and he showed an unselfish team first attitude. He also had 4 steals in the second game he played. I had him number 27 overall on my big board before the combine. This will move him up a little bit. He has moved from a late first round pick to I could see him going in between the 15 to 22 range. I don't really see him falling past 22 anymore, and even potentially could be a late lottery pick if an RKO out of nowhere happened. Number 3, Josh Okogie from Georgia Tech. This is a player who helped his stock big time. And as of this video, he has already decided he is remaining in the draft. There is no going back to college. And with this combine performance, this is probably a good decision. Like DiVincenzo, he had a 42-inch vertical jump as well. He had the fastest 3/4 court sprint at the combine with 3.04 seconds. Holy macaroni. He also showed off well in the scrimmages, averaging 13 points a game in 2 games he played. He showed good driving ability and he showed good body control. Before the combine, I had him number 35 overall on my big board and just outside of the first round. This combine performance likely moves him up into the 22-30 range, and I could definitely see him being a first round pick. Number 4, Kevin Huerter of Maryland. He barely missed the first round in my previous mock draft. I had him number 29 on my big board before the combine and he showed off. This was absolutely not a surprise to me though. He's 6'7". He has shooting range. He played consistent during the season, which is a big indicator of future NBA success. And he has an NBA ready shot form and he is not afraid to let it fly. And he showed that in the shooting drills, and he also showed off surprising athletic ability. He is getting buzz among NBA scouts. This performance at the combine likely moves him up into like the 22-25 range. I could definitely see him being a first round pick now. It's just the draft is deep, and I think there's like 40 first round talents in a draft that only has 30 first round picks, so we will see what happens. Number 5, Grayson Allen. Allen helped himself. He had a 40.5-inch vertical jump. Yes, indeed. A big story was his 10.31 lane agility time, which is one of the fastest times ever recorded at the NBA Combine. He was known for being athletic, but at the Combine, he proved that he was even more athletic than scouts had thought before. I had him number 37 on my big board before the Combine, and I can definitely see this performance moving him up. He could be a late first round pick. I think even if he goes in the second round, more than anything, what this Combine performance did was dispel the notion that he was going to have a free fall in the draft. I highly doubt he falls past like the 35th pick. Number 6, Jevon Carter. I've been higher on him than most. I had him as a first round pick in my last mock draft, and this Combine helped his stock. What do you know? Now everyone's hopping on the Jevon Carter bandwagon. This is a man who averaged 3 steals a game last season. No matter what system you're in college, that is not an accident. He has work to do on offense, and the scouts are saying he's still not a first round pick as a consensus. That being said, I am saying he is a first round pick. His defensive ability is good enough to where he should go in the late first round, and his offensive game isn't enough of a liability to overcome that. I think that he would be a perfect fit as a backup for Stephen Curry on the Golden State Warriors, which is where I had him picked in my mock draft. I had him number 30 overall on my big board. This likely moves him up just a couple of spots. Number 7, Kostas Antetokounmpo. He has
potential.
He played in 2 scrimmage games, and his second game he was actually really nice. He scored 8 points and had 2 steals and 2 blocks. I had him number 77 overall on my big board before this Combine, and I think this moves him up. I believe that a team is going to take a flyer on him in the mid to second round. If he stays in the draft, he's not going to be a first round pick. I absolutely see a team taking a flyer on him in the mid to late second round, as at that point in the draft, it is worth the risk. I think being in the G League would probably help his development a little more, and within a year or two, he could go right to the NBA. Number 8, Udoka Azubuike. He has the size, he has the potential, and he has the length. He played in 1 scrimmage game and he recorded 13 points and he looked pretty good. He has a 7'7" wingspan. I have him number 71 on my big board. He probably moves up a little bit, but I think it would probably be in his best interest to return to school one more year. As of right now, the 2019 draft isn't as deep, but to be fair, we were saying the same thing about 2018 last year at this time, and this class ended up being deeper than 2017 in my opinion. Either way, I think he should return to school one more year. Number 9, DeAnthony Melton. He did not test off the charts athletically, but he showed off really well in the scrimmages. He hustled, showed good perimeter defense, and in his second scrimmage game, he had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and his purple raining hustle all over the place. He showed a nice all-around game at USC. I had him number 68 on my big board before the Combine. He is moving way up into the top 50 at least on my big board, and I really don't see him falling past pick number 40. I could see him still going in the second round, but I don't see him falling past the 40th pick. And number 10 is Zaire Smith of Texas Tech, my favorite player in the draft, the next Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to be making a full video highlighting this man's game in the upcoming week. He had a 41.5-inch vertical jump, showed off athletically, only helped his draft stock. I had him going number 5 in my last mock draft to Dallas. I had him number 5 on my big board. Bamba probably does jump ahead of him now based on how Bamba played, but other than that, I still see Zaire Smith going anywhere between 5 and 10, and if he falls past number 10, a team is getting a steal. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are really going to be hitting this draft content hard over the next month or so. We're also continuing #InfiniteRank. We have full-length videos for the numbers 104 to 120 players already up. Go check it out. Thank you so much. We have a lot more draft content coming. You all have a wonderful day.